you'll see on the screen, my kids were this age-ish. So moms, you're like, yeah, it was exactly what you're thinking. It was wild times. It was chaotic, wonderful, amazing. But there was like a newborn in there, and some mobile children who weren't at the point of I could trust them to like, we're going to all get out of the car. We're going to go to this place, right? So during this time, my husband was given an incredible opportunity, but he was going to be gone for 2 weeks. And I was like, we can't miss this. Like, you got to go. You got to do this. I knew it was going to be hard. I underestimated the level of difficulty that I would have. But we knew it was worth it, right? So a couple days in, I think we're maybe a week in, and my sister that was here earlier, she's a counselor, and she came over. I will never forget this. My kids are jumping on the trampoline. Her daughter's on the trampoline. We're sitting on the edge of the trampoline so no one falls off, And she was like, how are you? And I was like, I'm so good, really good. Everything's good. And I'm also simultaneously crying. And she was like, oh, it doesn't seem like you're good. And I was like, I am. I know this is a confusing time because I'm crying but I'm fine. Well, Kindle is like the silent alarm in our family. So I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew there was no way that the whole family was not about to be involved. We all live in the same neighborhood. My other sister was here too. She's a nurse. She lives right next to me. So that night, they show up, all of them, and they're like, okay, Mom and Kindle are taking the kids to this restaurant. Dad and Stephanie and Reed, my brother, they are taking Loren to this restaurant with no kids. Very nice. I got a steak. The kids got burgers, I think. And I felt so known and seen. I wasn't even telling them the truth, right? I wasn't even saying like, I'm struggling and here's what I need, right? I was just like, no, everything's fine. And it wasn't. And they knew I needed to eat a whole meal sitting down, and I needed that to be able to function. So when you think about how God knows you and he knows what you need and he's already providing it before you're even asking. Someone put it this way. She said, when Joseph was thrown into the pit in Genesis, that caravan of Ishmaelites had already been on the road for 2 years. There was already provision coming because God knew that Joseph would be in that pit at that time. He knows where we are. He knows our thoughts. He knows our words, and he is already providing that provision for us. You are not valued by God in some faraway sense. You are valued by God in that he knows you're not a morning person, and he knows that you're going to be grumpy when this happens, and he knows you're going to struggle with this, and yet he loves you, and he sees you, and he meets you right there because he created you. He knows exactly who you are and values you so highly that he's paying attention to all those details. I think that's so incredible. The second point, he sees me. Verse 7, where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light will become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for the darkness is a light to you. You are so valued by God. There is not a place that you can go out of his sight. There is not a place that's too dark. There's not a place that you could hide. There's nowhere you can go because he sees you and he knows you and he values you so much that he's going to be right there with you. Even if you're like, give me some space. He's like, I'm not into space, right? I know you. I see you. Think about the thing that you said was so valuable to you in your mind from earlier. That thing you probably have locked up if it's not with you right now in a safe, right? That's where we put valuable things. We protect, we hold them. When we first got married, we got one of those little safes. My husband is very security minded. I am less so. And we got a safe and he was always putting things in it, special things like passports and, whatever. And then we went on this cruise and we met this really nice couple. And I wrote their number down on a note card. And then when we came back, I told Chris, I would like to put this in the safe. And he was like, the safe is for all of us. You can definitely put that in there. Also, you could just put their number in your phone. And I was like, can I just put this in the safe? And he was like, yes, because they were special to me. And I had just, spent a week with them. So I was like, this is so important. Who knows what the updates could do to my phone, right? I might lose them, but I have my very special note card in the safe. He was like, this is not why I bought a safe, but okay. But those things that are important and precious to us, we protect. Imagine that God is doing that for you. He is protecting you. And sometimes we feel like if something bad happens that he's not, right? Sometimes we're like, well, where were you when this thing happened? And that's really hard. But the truth is, he values you and he is doing everything for your good and his glory. And if we can understand that and let that take root in us, it will change the way we walk in this world, even when difficult things happen. You are so valued by God. He has his eye on you. Point 3, I want to camp here for a minute. He designed you and he designed me and he designed us differently. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I wake, I am still with you. God values you so much that before a day you lived, he knew. He knew all your days. He knew everything about you. He knit you together in your mother's womb exactly how he wanted you to be. And you were designed for a purpose. My oldest, she has really thick, beautiful hair, and it's wavy. And sometimes she wants to straighten it. So I got her like a straightening brush type thing. You'll see it on the screen. Looks like that for Christmas. And she's new to hair products. Okay. So she tried it and she could not stop talking about it. She was like, Mom, have you seen this thing? It makes my hair straight. All I do is this and then straight hair. And I was like, I know. Isn't it amazing when things work? Like when they do what they were designed to do. Now, if Harper tried to use that as a hammer, it would not go great, right? That is not what that thing was designed for. It was designed to be a straightener. But sometimes what we do is we are like, we want to be a Swiss Army knife and we want to be designed for all the things. I had a conversation with one of my daughters this week. She started crying about her math homework. She got overwhelmed. She felt like she didn't understand it. And then as I'm asking more questions, it's like, and then I feel like everybody else knows it better. And I feel like I'm always behind. And I was like, girl, God designed you to do certain things, right? I don't know what those will be. And they probably won't include a whole lot of math if it's going to be such a struggle, right? We're going to struggle through it and that creates resilience. But you were designed to do all sorts of amazing things that come really easily to you and not to other people. But I think it takes a long time in the life of a girl to a woman to recognize, like, I wasn't designed like everybody else. I was designed differently. I was designed intentionally. Middle school, when I taught 5th, 7th, and 8th grade. And what I saw over the progression, 5th through 7th was a whole lot of everyone has to be exactly the same, right? Like, we're going to work really hard at not standing out in any way. And then 8th grade, they would kind of be like, you know what? I really enjoy theater. And I'm going to do that and instead of trying to play all these sports. Or I'm really good at math. So instead of pretending like I'm not, I'm going to join that math class. That's, whatever. And then now I work with high schoolers, and the seniors that come into my office, they know themselves way better than the freshmen, right? And once you start saying, God, I think you designed me on purpose. I think you value me, and I think you put those things in me because you want me to use them. When you get that in your brain, then you stop trying to be what everyone else is trying to be, and you start valuing those things in you. I was telling some of the children's ladies this morning, one of my first jobs, I worked at a church and I was the children's director. And that person handles a lot of details and she plans a lot of events. And I was terrible at that, laughably terrible at that. I did not enjoy planning the events mainly because I didn't do it very well. And so it would usually be some sort of small disaster that someone had to fix, right? And I learned over time, like, yeah, I'm not the one that's going to be planning the event, but I would love to be there hanging out with the girls, right? I would love to be there talking to them and listening to them. And that was me. So instead of trying to be something God designed me, the opposite of the way God designed me, and sometimes you're in those situations. This is not me saying, like, if you're bad at math, just get out of it. No, you have to be in some of those situations sometimes. But I think the more you see and the more you ask God, show me. I know you value me. I know that you designed me specifically on purpose. The more you see how he designed you, the more you walk into that and you find joy upon joy upon joy getting to do the things that he's designed you to do. What's awesome about this being a mother-daughter thing is a lot of times your mom knows before you do what you were designed to do because she's been watching you your whole life, right? She's been observing you your whole life and she can see yes, you are so good at these things. You're naturally good at these things. These things are a struggle. These things are, they're kind of the middle ground between both of those. So talk to your mom about that. Also, coaches, mentors, all the people in your life, ask them. You will be surprised at what they know about your design that you don't know yet. You will be surprised at the way they see how God values you and they see what that's going to maybe look like in the rest of your life. And sometimes that gives us the courage to pursue those things, right? The courage to say, yeah, I do think I want to do this or I want to try this. So our root here is God values me. Our route is I am free from finding value elsewhere and I can value others. One thing I want to say about this that I have learned about teenage girls, and just women and people, if you don't value you will continue to put yourself in relationships with people who also don't value you, right? This is what I mean by root and route. When you see a girl who keeps dating the boy that's not, like, good for her, I think a lot of times it's a value problem. I don't see how valuable I am. Therefore, I continue to lower my standards to someone who is not treating me as someone that God designed on purpose. The flip side of that, when you recognize your value, you realize every single person is made in the image of God. I can't devalue others because God has given them value. The way this looks is when you want to gossip and you want to just, go off about this girl in your, whatever, math class. We've been talking about math. You can't because God has designed her on purpose. She might be making you mad. She might be making you really mad. And she might be doing things that are not great, but her value is very high in God's eyes. And so I think teenage girls specifically can get in that gossip trap where they are not valuing the people around them. And therefore they are starting to, with their words, devalue each other. And then I would tell my 8th graders all the time, if you are in friendships with people who gossip, it is a matter of time before they are gossiping about you. You've told them it's okay. Right? So I know this is like the hardest thing in the world, but when we value other people, we are free to say, yeah, she had a rough day. Ooh, right? Like she yelled at us or she whatever. But she is valued by God. She is made in the image of God. And I am not going to talk about her. I'm not going to do it because I don't want her to talk about me when I have that kind of day. Right? And so what are some tricks of the trade on that? You would be amazed at how quickly you can turn a conversation, students specifically, by just bringing up a new topic. Like they want to talk about this girl and you go, it's weird? That lunch we had today, ugh, right? That spaghetti at the school, not my favorite. Guess what? New topic of conversation, the spaghetti at the school, right? Or you can kind of, if it's not, you can kind of walk away. I know girls that are like, this group of girls here, they don't gossip. It's not what they do. that is possible. And it shows that you see the value God has placed in the life of others. So God values me. When he values me, I am free. I'm not looking for value, and I am free to value others.